What's going on, guys? Got some bad news, some good news. Mostly bad news. Timing belt broke on the Z. I've been doing some testing here and there. It was running pretty good for about 2 weeks. I went on a short cruise on Sunday and it let loose on me. I was rolling at about 1500 RPM at 20 miles an hour, if that, and it snapped. It bent valves. I got this entire driver's side bank of intake valves are bent. Was running leak down tests on it yesterday and was blowing air right out of the intake, every single cylinder. So, engine's coming out. As you can see, I've pretty much almost got it ready. I did a lot of work last night. It should be coming out today, hopefully. I'm going to do my best to record as much as possible, maybe do a time lapse or something like that, you know. It is, I think it's like 11 a.m. right now. So I'm hoping to have this out probably within 2 hours from here. No, yeah, it'll probably take about 2 hours. It'll be about 30-40 minutes just to set up the freaking engine hoist, but you know how it goes. Spend more time looking for tools and getting stuff set up than you do actually doing the work. But yeah, here we go. Wish me luck. Engine's out of the car. Transmission is out of the car. I have 3 5-speeds for sale, by the way. I don't know if somebody's coming to pick it up today or not. Never know anymore. Facebook Marketplace, can't even tell. Gonna pull apart the motor. We got, obviously, Merlin, valve covers, Polar Engineering, R35 coil pack brackets, Specialty Z 6.5 quart oil pan. This is actually my buddy's idea, Alex. Low car dipstick. That was a lot of work. Yeah, actually, it locks into place, and I just unlocked it, and I can't get it. There we go. All right. But anyways, the reason I'm selling my 5-speeds is because I got a T56 and adapter housings from Merlin. We got Pulsar Turbo Mirror Image G25 660s and 2 Turbo Smart 45mm waste dates going on to some new Polar Engineering externally waste dated turbos, which are not here yet. That's the only thing I'm waiting on. Well, I can't say the only thing, because the T56 I'm still waiting on a twin disc from McLeod. We're still waiting on that. Anyways, but yeah, I'll be looking to sell. These are my Ash spec high flow turbo manifolds. They're still a T25 flange. For the GT2871 turbos. It's basically a factory flange for any 300ZX factory location turbo. These were awesome. They're great turbos. They're just a little too laggy, but they'll make all the power you'll ever need for one of these motors. Again, these are 86 AR, so they're pretty much on the big side for turbine housing. And if you don't know, the 2871, if I remember correctly, is actually a GT30 compressor wheel with a GT2860 turbine wheel. So
they'll make 400-ish horsepower each. Probably, I think they're rated at 475 actually, if you go on the Garrett website. But realistically, on a 3-liter, you're probably going to see just over 800, 850 horsepower if you have good cams and heads. But yeah, again, that's all going to be for sale. I'm going to start with pulling apart this motor and see what the damage is like on the inside. The only thing I suspect may be a problem are my Tomei head gaskets. Stay away from Tomei head gaskets for these guys. Just get OEM. The OEM composite head gaskets are plenty good. The Tomeis tend to blow apart at about 700, 750? No, maybe it was 800, 850 horsepower. Again, that's like 30 psi of boost through a 5-speed. Yeah, the Tomei is, well, that's a whole other story in and of itself. Tomei USA is not the Tomei of Japan that it was 20 years ago. Just say that. But yeah, let's get right to it. Problem is, a lot of people look at these motors and they go, "Oh, that's a lot. That's a big engine bay. That's a big motor and a little engine bay. There's not enough room to work on these things." But you know, they won't hesitate to buy a 5-liter Mustang, or their dream car is a GTR. And I don't know if they've ever worked on a GTR before, but they're not any easier. Screwed myself on that. That's okay. That keeps the parts for these cheap, and the knowledge spread very thin. I don't know if you want to consider it job security for me, because I don't really work on these for work. I'd like to say I do it for fun, but I work on my own stuff for fun, right? That's why we do this. Oh crap, I missed one.
So this is the passenger side head. So according to my leak down test, all the valves on this side are good. It's the other side, yeah, this motor would be sitting in the car like this. It's the other side that has bent valves. So that one should be interesting. We'll take a look at that for sure. Look at my head gasket. Take a look at this right here. Looks like we saw a little bit of overheating, a little bit of combustion pressure being pushed out. Some charring. So that would be, see the intake side center, so that'd be this boy right here. Which, that looks alright. I mean, just eyeballing it. Pistons after some E85. A little bit of 93. Last time I had it running, it was running on 93 for. It was actually misfiring on 93 rather. I messed up with the cams and yeah, we're not going to talk about that. I did a dummy. Long story short, don't take any shortcuts for timing belts, and do not buy Tomei head gaskets for your VG30. And if you're another Nissan enthusiast with SR20, RB26, I wouldn't suggest it for those either. Just based off what I know about these head gaskets on this motor. I think I have heard actually that the RB26s do the same thing around 700-800 horsepower. Oh! Okay, hold on. We're gonna make a mess here. Gotta clean up my bucket. Put you all back. Alright, let's get these boys on their side. Just to illustrate a point here, I've got my cylinder heads on the floor, and I'm going to pour a little bit of water into the combustion chamber there of the cylinder head. And I'm pretty sure it was this head here. Yeah, this head here. The valves kissed the piston and failed the leak down test, so the intake valves were allowing air to pass out of them through the leak down test. So theoretically the water should drain out of these and not drain out of these. Let's give it a shot. My spark plugs are out, but I think it'll still work. Oh yeah, it's draining right out of that. So valves are definitely bent on that one. And let's try this one here. And yeah, these are holding water. It's just draining out of the spark plug hole. But nothing's coming out of the intake or the exhaust. Whereas these, obviously, it drained right out the intake valve. You can see the water just pouring out of there. Let me see if I can do it again. Yeah, see? That's what we're doing. So, bent intake valves. Yay. Gonna be disassembling the heads, replacing all the intake valves. I was only gonna do the one head, but you know what? I'll just do the one head. Place the intake valves on this head and we should be good to go. Alright, so let me go over some things why I thought these were a great idea to get at the time. First and foremost, the factory gasket is a composite steel. These are a multi-layer steel head gasket, and it's actually quite thick. There's plenty of multi-layer steel gaskets out there. I know Cometic, I believe Felpro, but the thing that made me pick the Tomei over those was the fact that the sealed fire ring on the inside edge. The idea of the sealed fire ring is it's to provide a thicker, more dense compressed steel with no lips on the inside edge of the cylinder, basically. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Multi-layer steel, so it was reusable, and a sealed fire ring on the inside. Honestly, as you can see, really doesn't look that bad. I had a little bit of gas escaping. Let's see here. It would have been right here. It looked like where I got some charring on the head. But even there, the gasket itself, the head gasket itself held up. But it just wore off the top coating that was on the gasket. From here on, I'm going to be running either factory composite head gaskets, or I'm going to swap out to a like a copper steel composite gasket. I believe Redline makes head gaskets for these motors. Pretty sure that's what Dean Mazel uses in his Devil Z 850 car street chassis 300ZX. Or plenty of people run the factory head gaskets up to and over 1,000 horsepower. So I may end up just switching back to those, but these are more than likely just going to get tossed. I think we're going to call it quits for today, actually. I thought about pulling the bottom end apart here. As you can see, the heads are off. I'm going to leave the oil pan on it. And my reason being is I don't have any reason to take it apart yet. I'd like to try to keep everything that's there intact, and to keep from any outside contaminants from getting into it longer than necessary. I'm just going to leave the oil pan on it, leave the pistons in it. This is just how it's going to be for now. I'll definitely end up pulling the oil pan eventually to clean it up, clean the block up, hose it all down before I put it back in the car. But I'm not going to pull that apart until I am ready to put it right back together. Because I really want to at least plastic gauge the rod bearings, maybe do the back 2 or 3. If all those check out good, I have no reason to suspect the others are any bad. And worst case scenario, I'll have to order some new rod bearings and throw them in. And hey, better to check it now than to put it all back together and it come apart on me again. Rather not have to worry about pulling it back out. But until then, we'll catch y'all later. Good luck.